All right, welcome everybody to a very special.
And stuff.
We are looking at Batman 159, another issue that is dividing the fan base. Hush
And
2
us.
is it? I guess, and us. Is it good? Is it bad? We're going to continue to talk about it next. Let's go.
I am telling you, it is the definition between an entrepreneur and an employee. The employee goes to the cliff, looks over the cliff, says, is there a balloon down there? Do I be safe? What happens if it hurts? What if I land on my neck? The entrepreneur, they said, we need to jump off the cliff, backs up 10 feet to get a fucking run.
This town needs an enema.
Fuck.
Julio, where's Commissioner Green? Come on, you guys need to beat me. Too stupid! Wait, you don't really think you'll leave? Things change. You got me? Who's got you?
Everything changed. And anyone who tells you different is just lying.
You know who this is? This is Mark motherfucking Sylvester.
All right, here we go. Special night Tuesdays. Do we used to have the show on Tuesday? I can't remember.
Yeah, Fluffer and stuff.
Oh yeah, back in the day. That's some old lore right there.
Yeah.
No, listen. We were starting to book guests and we were doing things. I completely forgot that we were going to do a review of Batman 159 when it came out. So we got kind of caught with our pants down, so to speak. By the way, no pants Tuesday. Let's go.
Never in this guy.
I'm wearing nothing. Not even boxers. Let's go.
Reborn.
We had to fit it in, though. So we're doing a very special Ahrent stuff tonight, looking at Batman 159. A very... I don't know. I'm enjoying myself. Sean's on the other side of the fence, but I'm watching social medias, and I'm watching people talk about this book, the story, the art, and it's very divided. It's very interesting how everyone's perception of this book is. So we're going to dive into it. We're going to tell you what we think of it. The good stuff, the bad stuff, the ugly stuff, whatever you want to talk about.
But is that good, though? Is that good? Like, is that bringing conversation back to the comic book shop, back to the forums, the tweets, the Facebooks, like opinions? Like, nobody's purely dick riding a thing just because it is a superstar artist that we all love and admire. Maybe our tastes are changing. Maybe we're all old and trash on one side of the fence where another side of the fan base is just enjoying it, and they win because they are enjoying it,
That could be. I said the same thing about, like, on the Ronan Joe show, we were talking about the Predator. And I was like, look, let nobody take away your joy of whatever you like. We've all got our opinions, whether they're good, they're bad, and we can have difference of opinions, but if you like it, continue to like it. Like, I'm enjoying the show, this comic. I'm starting to enjoy it. I'm starting to get more into it. And I see other people aren't, and that's fine. It doesn't take away my excitement for this book coming out.
Right,
even though I do have like, complaints about it. Like, that's
nothing's perfect.
It's not a perfect book. No, not by any means. Not what we hoped it was going to be, but it is what it is. Let's jump in and say hey to the chat real quick. We got people still filing in here. I know it's an odd day, so whoever's joining us tonight, we appreciate you guys. If you are here watching live, make sure you jump in the chat and join us in the conversation. If you're watching this afterwards, jump in below, comment. I'll definitely interact with you guys. Tell us what you think of this book and what your where you're going with this. Mark Penguin is in the house. Number 1 in the
So,
chat.
Mark?
Number 1 in our hearts. That means, my friend, you are.
You're number 1.
Yes, you are. You know what? I actually went through too. I got a couple new videos for people in the chat. I can't do videos for everybody. I can't do videos for everybody. The people here all the time. I'm trying to do it. Give me some patience. This is the first round, but I did have a video made specifically for Mark Penguin. Let's go.
Mr. Penguin! A penguin is a bird that cannot fly. I am a man. I have a name.
And his name is Mark Penguin.
I like that. We should do one like something for traders, for like old, like first people that were around that aren't here anymore. If like they do come in, we're like Leroy trainer.
Oh,
Shout out to Leroy.
yeah. Whatever you're at, man. Yeah, shout out to you. Hope all is well. Hail the Lord's here. I got another one for him. Check this out.
Hail to the king, baby.
Yes. Hail to the king. Great to have you here, brother. Good to see you guys. Heath Ward, Cosmic Studios, is in the house. Member of the channel. Let's go.
Oh my god! I'm sorry! I can't stop coming! I'm sorry! Oh, it feels so good!
As always, feels so good to have the members in here. Let's roll. We have Christopher Bouchard's in the house. So, sup, Joe and Sean. Spider-Man versus Godzilla versus Predator.
I'll take it. Now,
I don't
is
know
it
about
Japanese Spider-Man with his mecha robot? That I'm all about. That I am all about from the 70s. The precursor to Power Rangers, to a sense.
You might have to sell me on that one. I don't know.
I got bad taste.
Cunt O'Hare's in the house. Welcome, brother. Good to see you here. Thank you for being here. We're going to be talking about Batman 159 here in about 2 seconds. We're going to dive into this. Let's kill the music and let's get this show going. All right. First thoughts of this book before we dive into it. No spoilers. We're going to do first thoughts, and then at the end of the show, we'll tell you our ratings and everything, kind of like what we do on the Spawn review. Oh, right. We got to do the intro. Yeah. He's all thrown off, man. All right.
That's why I'm here.
It's Tuesday. I'm off the schedule. Welcome to
And Stuff, your favorite podcaster's favorite show about comics and art and stuff. 25 years and a half in the business on a technicality. Over 40 years consuming and collecting the comic book medium on many formats. Editor extraordinaire, I'm cutting this down. Gifted narcissist with a dedicated personality, that Hispanic guy on paper. Creator type 1, the only one, except no duplicates. Cool in the gang, Jersey's finest Sean. With me as always, my brother Not.
I am the very talented, very sexy, very distinguished, always narcissistic but never vain, staunch defender Rob Liefeld, and Gina Carano, and lover of all things 90s. Joseph Michael Sonntag, or Joe M Sonntag if you prefer, or as the Pope likes to call me, JMS, rest in peace, or as the chat likes to call me, Ronan Joe. Here we are. We're going to look at, okay, now that that's out of the way. Now I stumbled through that. You know, it is what it is. We got some people jumping in here. We got Dale A. What's going on? Here we go. Yeah, and I want you guys to let me know what you think of this book as well as we're going through it. Honest opinions here. That's what we're doing. Straight up honest opinions on this. You know how much we were anticipating this new series. We did a whole 4 episodes covering the old Hush from the 2000s, and it kicked ass, and we loved it. We were looking forward to Hush 2, and it's been mixed results so far. So I want to see your guys' opinions in the chat as well. YSA's in the house. There they are. The best of the best.
Yeah,
I like that. I should make a video for us, the best of the best. That's what I should do. I like that.
Exactly what you should do. You got so much on your plate, add that to it. Because I just watch fucking cartoons and draw all day. But yeah, go for it.
I'm going to make a video that represents us, the best of the best. Paulus Arts is in the house. He's joining us. Appreciate you, brother. A story took a misstep in this issue. All right. I'm interested to see what you're going to say about that because I've got a difference of opinion on it. So I want to see what everyone's going to do. All right. Let's jump into this. We're going to bring this up. Before we start scrolling through this, though, first thoughts on the book itself. Here are our complaints of the last episode we did on Hush, or on Batman 158, Hush 2. We had complaints about the art. It wasn't up to par for what we consider Jim Lee and Scott Williams to be. And that's not a diss to those guys whatsoever. We just put them on a high pedestal. And, when their art dips or when we think something dips in quality, it shows. It's still better than what 80-90% of some of the stuff out there.
Yeah,
You know?
better than anything we could do, anything everyone's buying these days, basically.
Yeah. And then our other complaint was the story was kind of
Lackluster.
it was lackluster. I thought the pacing was off in the first issue. I found myself it was hard to get into the story. Like the first issue, it was 680, whatever it was, really pulled you in. That first Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Alex Sinclair, Jeff Loeb issue really brought you into the story and was just something new. It was exciting and it just was amazing, right? Maybe we had too high of expectations. I don't know. I've tried to think about that. I've tried to take a step back and be like, was the expectations too high? I'm judging this too harshly. I need to look at it with fresh eyes. That's what I'm trying to do. But there were some major issues with that first 159 or 158 that we did not like. And those were some of the things. Let me know in the chat what you guys were not a big fan of, or if you were a big fan of the issue, Best of the best entire video would be, oh, damn, that hurts.
Oh, ouch.
That hurts. That's a bruise to my ego right there, Cunto Hair.
Yeah.
Got pizza in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
No way. Nice.
The logo actually looks slightly better with the hush offset to the right. Didn't they do that in the other one too?
I don't remember.
Oh, no, it was right under it. I see what you're saying. They probably just did that because Jason Todd's standing there. But yeah, I do. I like that. Michael Pritchard's in the house.
So, Michael, I like how under the man, it looks like Batman's cowl.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
See, go to the M. You to your right.
Oh, sorry. Right here?
There. Yeah. To your other right, to your left. See that? Yeah, under that, it looks like Batman's cowl.
Oh, right here. Boo boo.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's
I was
cool.
looking at the wrong spot.
It's like Mad Dog. No, Red Dog. Remember Red Dog?
The beer?
Yeah. The upside down.
That shit was horrible, man.
That shit was awesome. Anyway.
Oh, my Lord. I got bad stories about that.
I got a great stories.
Oh, he's got a good story.
Great cover.
I was just going to say, the cover on this, much better than 158. I thought 158 was just kind of it just didn't do anything for me. Batman just kind of jumping. It was kind of a lackluster, in my opinion, pose compared to what Jim Lee can do. This, on the other hand, I thought was really good. I really enjoy this,
good
shot of Jason Todd.
To year one.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Good call.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that at all. Yep, yeah. I can see that now. No, I really dug this. Guys, if you were reading Batman right now with Jason Todd, does he have this white hair? This like gray spot on his hair? I think that's the first time I've seen that. And maybe it's just because I don't read a lot of Batman books.
I thought it was.
That might just be me then.
Yeah, well, fuck do I know? But
I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's start debates.
But to me, this is much more on par with a Jim Lee cover and Jim Lee art. Now, here's the thing I see about the art still thin lines. There's some more line weight. Like you can see some line weight here. Right there, some good thick to thin light weight going on. But I feel like there's still just a lot of thinner lines within the body itself that I'm not used to seeing with Jim Lee and Scott Williams. And it might just, this might just be a stylistic thing.
It looks more pen. It looks more. It's not a micron pen. Maybe it is, but there's that synthetic brush pen that I got that he uses.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. I'm using the brush or the quill like back in the day, but
yeah.
There's like it's not dead weight, but there's no oomph to it.
Oh man, we got 4 people watching over on Rumble. Shout out to Free Mind 9181 says, "What's up, guys? What's up with you?
Doing?
Appreciate you. Shout out to everyone watching on Rumble. Yeah. Hit the like button, subscribe.
Yeah.
Sheldon Martin's in the house, member of the channel, says maybe Robin is the new Ra's al Ghul with the white stripe in his hair.
Well, he got that because of the fucking chamber, right? The bath.
So this is why I was like, Batman fans are actually in the chat that you read the book. So in the original Hush run, because I don't read a lot of the Batman books, so a lot of the stuff that's going on, I don't really read it, so I don't know. But going back to the original Hush, when we see Clayface impersonating Jason Todd, he has that white in his hair.
I believe so.
Right? So this is a little bit of a throwback to that, but I'm just like, in continuity, when you've seen the Red Hood doing his thing, and I know he's been really prevalent in the books as of late, does he have that white hair, or is this kind of just a throwback to the other Hush stories so we know it's kind of connected? I don't know. Just a question I had when I saw this. But still, I love the cover.
But how
really
did
good.
how did Clayface know he had that if he hadn't been like reintroduced as of yet? Like two storylines later on. I think
You know, that's actually you actually bring up a good point there. Does Clayface have to see something to transform into that?
Right.
So would he have seen Jason Todd as a resurrected at that time? You know, it's I never thought about that until right now. Yeah. I mean, I think that's how he came back, right? Was the Lazarus Pit?
I believe so.
Wasn't it Talia that brought him back?
Maybe.
I can't remember. Like when they officially brought him back, I can't remember exactly how that went because I've been in and out of the Batman stuff, and I miss a lot of the Batman lore and things they've done over the last 20 years. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Michael Pritchard said the best part of the last issue was when I finished reading and then picked up the UXM 250.
Uncanny X-Men.
Oh, okay. See, you can't do that with just the letters. Like it throws me off. I don't know what it is. David Williams is in the house.
Good
What's
to
going
see
on, brother? Why Hush 2 dividing the fans? Story or art?
Good.
Bestest to the host and to the mighty chat. You too, my friend. You too. I hope you're doing fantastic. I put the title on there because I see it on social media. A lot of people hating on this. There's also a lot of people liking it. I've had a mixed opinion, right? Like the first issue came out 158. It didn't blow my skirt up at all, so to speak. But like I said before, if you guys are just joining us, I think I had so much hype. It's the same thing like going into a movie, right? You go into a sequel movie or a movie you're really anticipating, you hype it up in your mind so much that it's going to be this thing. And then when you go see it, it's a letdown, you know? Yeah. And then maybe you see it a couple more times after it gets out of the theater and you're like, actually, this was a pretty good movie, right? That's where I'm at right now. The first issue was a letdown to me because I was so hyped about it. But I tried to step back and I read the issue a couple times. I got into this issue. I had the ash can of this, the black and white ash can of 159. And I think I'm to a point where I'm looking at it just for what it is. I still have some complaints about some things, but I'm more in a comfortable spot with this and with the story, and I'm actually getting into it. So I'm kind of on the positive side, but I still see a lot of people on the negative side, and that's just, you know, it is what it is.
While I am not. I am highly disappointed by this. And I know, David, you're going to be like, but you're no Jim Lee. None of us are. But it's, again, like I hyped this up too much in my head. I was too excited for this, and the first issue was lackluster. This one's a little bit better, but not by much. But, you know.
And I think it's going to keep getting better. That's what I think. Positive thoughts.
I hope so.
We're very much divided on it, which is not something we usually do. This is something new for us.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared. Mommy and Daddy are in an argument.
Pizza's in the house. He says, have you read the comic book Batman and Robin All-Star? So what do you think? Amazing. I wish they would finish it.
Yeah.
You know? They've got like what, 3 more issues they got to do?
I think so, yeah.
I think I heard Jim Lee talk once that he possibly could finish it, you know, at some point. You know, like if that's the case, do it. But yeah, that's fantastic work, in my opinion. The Don's in the house. So yeah, Hush 2 is the new Star Wars sequel of comics. I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't go that far, man. Like,
I wouldn't
we're
go
not seeing
that
the
far.
Joker saying he's like, I'm Joker Wayne at the end. If he does, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. If they go that route, I might be out on that too. Have you seen the prices for the original art at Albert Moy's site? I have not. It's
probably
for this or
expensive.
for the original?
Yeah.
Exactly. Art is absolutely subjective.
Sure. If you like it, you win. You know, it's, again, we're just.
And that's what I said at the beginning of the show. It's like, don't let anybody else's opinion. If you're enjoying this, like I'm starting to enjoy this. Don't let anybody else take that away from you just because they don't like it. I'm trying to
fucking push him in mud. Believe me. Like, look at that.
I'm going to be much more positive on this time around. I did like how it spelled out Hush with the blood there. Caught that.
See, that's cool. That's Jim Lee doing those cool tricks.
Yep.
You know, like I like that.
All right, we're going to dive into this last issue. The Joker was kidnapped by Hush and Maui, who was Whisper. Was that his name? Or was it whatever? I can't remember the character's name. But he was the big dude that looks like Maui. He was kidnapped by him, tortured by Hush, basically to the point of death. No, now I have to look up that name. Silence. Whisper.
Well, I like how he's going back to this ink wash. You know, he's still able to pull that off.
Oh, this is some of my favorite stuff.
Yeah. Like, and he's doing the panels like in Hush 1.
Yeah, this is very cinematic, very, we got the horizontal panels going on. So we jump into the story where he's talking. He's like, Park Row, now known as Crime Alley. I made a
Mhm.
choice. I have no idea what the ripple effect will be when they find out. This is what I like about the story. And we talked about this before we went live, right? I see a lot of people saying like, oh, Batman seems like he's acting dumb with the stuff he's doing in this issue or the story. I disagree. Like Batman has always made choices that has sometimes put him at odds with the people he cares about, the people he loves, based on whatever reason. And I think this is just one of those moments where he was torn between letting the Joker die
Mhm.
or saving the Joker. And it's not in Batman's nature just to let someone die.
What a
I guess
conundrum.
depending on the writers, I guess
Yeah,
it's happened
yeah.
before. It's happened before, but in this aspect with Jeff Loeb, I see where he's going. He made a decision. Now, what's the consequence of that decision and how's it going to affect everybody else around him? And I think that's an awesome story element, because now I'm
Mhm.
interested. How is this really going to affect? And obviously, spoilers, he saves the Joker. He saves the Joker and he's taking the Joker for help. How's this going to affect everybody else in his life? Jason Todd, Barbara, Commissioner Gordon, whatever. How is this going to
Mhm.
really affect the choice that he makes right here? And I'm digging it. I'm digging it. And I'm
He just passed out like
oh,
that.
he's
Your
yeah, he's
drug
on the
buddies
verge
are
of death.
called.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
passed out on the verge of death.
yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny. Like again, it's not like Batman's taking any great care of him. He just threw him in the Batmobile. He's probably
No,
not
no.
even. I don't even think he's
Not
strapped
even
in.
has a seatbelt on.
He's probably just flopping
He
all
knows
around.
he goes. Then it's not on him if he gets into a car accident.
That's right. But here he talks about. He's like, I don't know what bothers me more: the decision I made, or the that Hush made the decision for me. And I like the fact that the Hush is kind of a few steps ahead of him. Right. This whole
Mhm.
story right now. What Hush is doing to him or what he's trying to do to him, he seems to be ahead of him in every aspect of Batman's life right now, which has got to be a little bit out of norm for Batman, who is usually
One
pretty damn
step
good about
ahead.
figuring this stuff out. Yeah.
All right, just go back to that panel where we were just making fun of him. I just want to talk
Yeah.
about the art for a few. This
Yeah.
is awesome. Like this is really good. Look
Yeah.
at
I love it.
the hatches, the boldness, the break, the spottings of the blacks. Like this is above and beyond leaps of the previous issue. There's a little more care in this issue, which
Yeah.
has me on like the tiptoeing side of like, yeah, it's going to be a good romp to follow the storyline. There's again, I think the first issue was a little rushed, and I think there was a artistic technical thing that Scott did to change it by using those synthetic brushes, which
Yeah.
looked like a Jim Lee sketch. So
Yeah. I think so too. And I think I've come to the art is better in this book.
yeah,
It's getting better. And I feel like the first issue was definitely rushed. It just has that feel to it. And that's not a bad thing. It's just what it is. You put a project together, you got a deadline to get it done, you got to get it done, and there you go. And sometimes you get into the rhythm after you start drawing it and things start falling in place. You get more comfortable about what you're doing stylistically, what you're trying to show.
dusting off the cobwebs.
Yeah, and there you go,
And
Jim Lee.
again, Jim Lee is doing way better stuff than any of us are doing. So
Yeah.
let's always put that in perspective.
The criticism, the critiques, like who the hell are we? I'm just saying, but the critiques is a fan critique.
Hot and
We're not.
stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, fuck yeah, we're Joe and Sean, man, damn.
Mhm, mhm.
But no, what we're doing is like it's a fan critique of what we enjoy because we've been fans of Jim Lee since freaking 90 or shit, fucking
80s Jump
80s, late
Street.
80s,
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, we've praised Jim Lee up and down, so we hold him to a high standard. That's what it is, and
Mhm.
it's just sometimes when you see that standard not met, it's it's a little bit of a
Disappointing,
little
but it's real
disappointing.
life. And here, look at this panel. This is what he's doing. I mean, go back like the double page.
Oh, the double page right here.
That's what he did with volume 1 of the
Yeah.
first Hutch, which I love. I love how he's kind of doing. Him and Jeff are doing those throwbacks of storytelling. So
To me, that's
I
good
like that.
storytelling, right?
Yeah,
You're
and it
connecting
kind
it
of looks like
directly
that.
with Hush 1. And it's funny, I don't know if somebody left a comment on the last episode we did where we covered Hush or 158,
Mhm.
and someone was like, "This isn't even Hush sequel. This is like the third time we've seen Hush or something like that." And I'm like, "No. You're missing the point. This is a direct sequel. That's why it carries the number 2. It doesn't matter if we've seen Hush
Yes.
before. This is a direct sequel to the story of Hush. That's why it's a Hush 2. I didn't even think I should have had to explain that to that person, but apparently you have to these days,
Yeah, people are dumb. But look at the one on the left. You see like his the silhouette where he's in the corner, like that. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not like it reminds me of Volume 1 of Issue 1 where he's in the tanker and like he's got his goggles on doing the infrared, and like it was that just a shot resembling that. So like I love that callback if it is.
There's a lot of really good stuff in this issue, I think, comparative to the first issue.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a chance to look at, like get some Joker down here, Gotham fights. I was trying to see because in that first Hush there was like all those Easter eggs from Wildstorm in the graffiti and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't even really checked that out yet. But we get introduced to this character. Bruce does just kind of reminisce a little bit with Crime Alley about the death of his parents, and that night that it happened, we get introduced to this character, this woman. Damn, why is this having like it's struggling to scroll? I don't know why. Leslie Tompkins. Now, is she an existing character? I don't know because I'm not as versed in the lore.
Leslie Tompkins, right?
Is that what it? Okay, I'll be the first to admit I'm not as adverse in the lore as other people are. I read some of the stories, but mainly I like Batman for the art. If the art was good, that's it. So we get introduced to this character. I don't know if she's been around or not for a while, but he's taking her to Leslie Tompkins because he can't take her to a hospital. You just can't show up at the hospital with the Joker. So he's going to this woman's clinic, and it's just kind of a cool throwback between him as a kid and her as a younger woman. And I guess she had stuck with him for a while.
Yeah,
going to Crime Alley when he would be leaving his roses and stuff. So it's somebody that he trusts. Obviously, she knows who he is, and he's just like, bring him in.
Someone who's on the Alfred level,
Yes.
who's not his parent, but can talk to him in a certain way without him, like battering them.
Which, by the way, I think Alfred is still dead in this timeline.
Huh.
We haven't seen him yet, I don't think.
That's true.
So I think when he was killed by Bane, I don't know if they ever brought him back. So this could be, you need an Alfred character with Batman. You just do.
Sure.
That's why it was a mistake to kill Alfred, because you need that kind of character in Bruce's life. So, maybe this is kind of it. Still, I mean, the art is still good with this. I'm still digging it.
He's getting back into it. Like that. He's getting there. Like I see he's getting into it. Like he's dusting off the cobwebs. Like,
yes,
I've made the observation of that there's a little bit of Todd Naucky-isms in there.
Yep, I heard you say that. Yep.
Now he's getting back to that Jim Lee-ish where it's not just a model sheet or like a quick 5-minute sketch. Like he's dusting off the cobwebs.
And that could very well just be it. When's the last time he did a sequential storytelling? Suicide Squad, right? Is that
2017? Maybe it was around the time they did like Damage. There was one book where it wasn't Milestone, but I think they were Milestone adjacent characters, or 2018.
It's been a while though, right? A few years.
Yeah.
And it takes a second, guys. I don't know, like from an artist's point of view, if you stop doing sequential storytelling, and granted, Jim's been doing it for 30 some odd years, so it's different than Sean and I taking a long break. But just from personal experience, when you take a long break and you start doing covers, jumping back into sequential storytelling can be a little bit of an adjustment, to get back into the flow, because it's completely different in my opinion.
Even Travis Charest has stated, and like hearing him say that, I'm like, damn, one, he's normal, which sucks, but it's like it kind of comforts you. Where like a guy as talented and phenomenal as he is in the artistic craft, it's like, all right, it does make sense.
Yep. Dale A said they better bring back Alfred. I'm surprised they haven't, to be honest with you. As much as they reboot the DC universe and just do stuff, I'm surprised they haven't. They've still kept him dead. And David's saying death means nothing in comics. 100%.
Right.
They'll bring him back at some point.
Oh, maybe he'll come back in the Lazarus Pit.
Now, that would be cool. See, now that would be a good story element within Hush, right? To bring back Alfred after this amount of time after being dead. Like, that would be interesting, like just, I don't know. So many things that could happen in this story.
Like, I'm actually me a sandwich.
He's like, you're gonna wait on me now.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we got Sam Vargas Art says, hey guys, the scene where Batman carries the Joker into Leslie Tompkins' clinic is a direct parallel to a classic pre-crisis issue where he carries a wounded Jason in the exact same way to Leslie. Nice,
Oh,
nice,
cool. Okay.
great catch, man.
Thank
That is
you.
awesome.
That's awesome. And thank you for coming by. Subscribe.
Yeah,
Hit the like.
hit the like
Join
button.
us.
Do that.
Yeah. Back type
No,
up.
great Easter. I didn't even catch that because it's probably a little bit
No
before my
idea.
time, and I wasn't,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, that's awesome, man.
And
Appreciate
to
that.
confirm that Leslie's been around since Jump Street.
Right, and that
Cool.
makes it a little bit
Cool.
better for me, because
Yeah.
again, I got some questions on some of these characters. I'm like, who was the character in the end of Hush that was the mechanic? I was like, who the hell is this hunchback dude?
Oh yeah.
I
he
was like, I
awesome.
didn't remember him at all,
Right.
I really love this panel though of him kind of slowly pulling off this his cape off of the Joker.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, it's just really well, or something like simple is well drawn. I like it.
Drapery is tough, man. To make
Yeah, it
it
is.
look alive and flowy. This sounds so not me, but I just want to drop my nuts in his mouth. Like he's passed out drunk.
It's just
like, take
like
a picture.
Yeah,
and post
like
it
you
everywhere.
don't pass out drunk at a party, like come on, this is a party foul right there. Something's got to happen. The rendering on her face is UHG.
Art is subjective.
What does UHG mean? You mean just like ugh? Oh,
Yeah,
I got you.
I'm with
Okay.
you,
See,
I'm with you.
God, man, what is it with the letters, man? Like I just
Why you guys abbreviate you? You know we're
yeah,
special ed.
yeah, you know me,
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I like the downward perspective,
That's tough, man, to do a straight on like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I won't attempt it. It's not perfect, but
I think
what
you
is
can do it.
perfect? Okay, I'll do it. Fuck it.
What's these numbers? All right, do you see that number on the file? 395. See,
Yeah,
every time
395.
I
Easter
look at
egg.
pages with this, Easter egg shit.
52,
like-
maybe new 52 up here,
Where?
right here, right at the very top here.
Possibly, yes.
395. What would be the significance of that?
I don't know.
Or maybe 350? No, it's probably 395. Maybe 335. I can't tell.
Who knows?
Yeah, interesting. There's always a point. I don't think Jim just does random stuff. He's always throwing things in there. The Joker's thrown on the table. Got to save him. We get a shot here where Leslie said, "This is impossible. I need at least a CT scan or an MRI. I barely have enough contrast. There we go. Contrast to see any arterial damage. I'm poking around in the dark." And he's like, "That's fine with me. Do your best, Leslie." We get a crotch shot there of Joe for some odd reason. It's like, let's just.
Where's his prick?
It didn't show up.
Oh,
Blessing in disguise. He wasn't sewn up, so at least I know where to look. Helped only by the fact that your friend is a skilled surgeon. He's not my friend. Now, I do like this. I like Joker's
like that
face. He's
face.
coughing up there. I always like Jim Lee's exaggerated face on the Joker.
Yeah.
Pointy
for
nose,
somebody
pointy
that-
chin.
Yeah, he's able to pull it off as somebody that's kind of like in that Burnisms, where even though Burns kind of and cartoonish to a degree, like, yo, what's up, Jay?
What up,
Nice to
brother?
meet you, brother?
Good
Hope
to
you're
see you,
doing
man.
Good.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
It's you.
Paula says, "That's nuts."
Yeah.
Holy dick drawing on Joker's forehead, Batman. Yes.
Right?
Now you guys are getting it. Is that Jared Leto Joker? Hell no. By the way, shout out to K.O. Joe, who's in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, I just thought this was he's just I think this is actually pretty funny. She's like, he's waking up, and she's like, what the hell is that? It's what you asked for. He will stay in a medically induced coma. Just
Because she asked him if he had like a bat gas.
right. Yeah. Do you have a bat gas? You got bat gas in there, which is, I think, kind of funny, like the throwback to the campiness. At first, I was reading the script, or not the script. I was reading the words in this. I was just reading it. I want to say that, and I was kind of like, like that was a little cheesy to me.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to me. I'm working on me.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a little cheesy with the dialogue, but then I was like, you know what? That's kind of funny because you're poking fun at the campiness of the Batman character throughout the history, right? All the different bat things that he's had, and she's just kind of making a quick, subtle joke about it. And then, he's got what he's got. By the way, I'm digging this design on the gloves.
I love it. I think
this is awesome. Yeah. I really love this design element. I don't know if that's a rebirth thing or what when it comes to it, or maybe Jim Lee's just doing it for this storyline. I don't know.
But
but
he
I like it a
changed it
lot.
last issue because he had that wonky one because we had a debate about the ears. Then it got fucked up. I was just gonna say something. So anyway, Jeff Loeb, he does that Michael Bayism type of comic book, big bombastic story.
Hells yes.
He can write a hell of an emotional story, but then he can kind of bring in like that little ha humor, the
Yeah.
little quips, where appendices, but Jeff Loeb did it first and better.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I make it
I
no
love Jeff
secret.
Loeb. He's my favorite writer.
I was just gonna say Jeff Loeb is my favorite writer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm not a big follower of writers, so it means something
You
when
hardly
he's just
read.
I don't even read.
Yeah,
But I just enjoy what his work has done, or what he's done in the Batman stories, in anything he's done. I've just really enjoyed it, the stuff that I've read.
even Damage. Was it
Um,
Damage?
did he do Damage?
No, Loose Cannon.
Oh, okay. Take a seat. This is going to be a while. I'll be the judge. Oh, you might need my help. I'll be the judge of that. Take a seat. Very assertive. I like it. This is kind of interesting. I like this aspect, and I keep wondering again. Like, I don't know if there's a story element here of why the eyes are completely blacked out. Yes, Jim Lee has done it on Batman before, but I feel like it's overly done in this storyline where you constantly see Batman's eyes blacked out. Symbolic aspect of storytelling with this, I don't know. It could just be saving time. That could also be what it is. I don't feel like drawing the eyes. We're doing heavy shadows, and there we go. But Batman drifts off into a dream, and actually, again, some fantastic art. We get into this ink wash, this whatever this is, pencil color, like on the ash can. How's the ash can? Hold on a second. All the way over here. Let me look at what it is in the black and white. If you guys didn't get that ash can, by the way, I still have to send this out to the guy. I think it was Twisted Dreams that won this ash can. I have not sent it out. I'm a horrible person. I'm sorry. I will get it out to you.
Motherfucker.
Here we go. Let me blow this up for you guys. If you can see this, if it will show up with the light. There we go. Maybe
cool.
Bit. So it's just beautiful. Like the black and white of it just looks awesome. But again, this issue, art-wise, I feel like he's bounced back in a major way, finding his stride, and especially with stuff like this, just looks really, really good. He's got like kind of like that Neil Adams. Who's the artist that did the Killing Joke? Who's the artist that did the Killing Joke? Might have been. I'm not sure. But it's got a really cool classic Joker look. This upshot here, really good. The upturned nose, again, very hard to do. But he drifts off into this dream, kind of shades of Batman 1989, right? Where the Joker is the one that killed his parents instead of Joe Glass. And so he has this nightmare of the Joker killing his parents, as he's getting woke up. And the first thing he says, I like this, is he dead? I love that. That's showing you like what's weighing on his mind right now. The choices he's made. Say what?
Wayne.
Oh, Wayne. What's weighing on his mind? Oh, I like that. Yeah, pun intended.
Look at you.
But like the choice that he's made, it's a heavy choice, right? Because he knows this is going to mess things up. So it's almost like a relief if he was to wake up and the Joker was dead. It would be a hell of a relief, right? So him waking up and the first thing he asks, is he dead? I think I think it just kind of shows his mental state right now.
I like that cowl. I like the gloopiness and the blackness on it. I like the hatching. Like this is definitely far and beyond, like way better than last issue. Artistically.
Yeah, definitely stepped it up. Again, like I think it's going to get better and better as we go. I
hope so.
I'm
just a negative.
I've got confidence, man. I've got confidence.
Well, you do you.
I'm the positive one,
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Boland is what David is saying. Good call on that. Dennis Kelly's in the house. Is Ronan Joe on a Tuesday? Hell yeah! What's up,
Joe and Sean? Tuesday.
Hashtag don't forget about Sean.
The show.
He's like, nobody cares about me.
I'm already an orphan.
She holds them together. Go read the issue. I'm not going to go over all the dialogue and everything, but she basically saves his life. He's not dying, but he needs medical care. He needs to get to a hospital, and he can't stay here. That's the biggest thing. She's like, he ain't staying here, motherfucker. Arkham, in his condition, only if you want to kill him. And see, here's the funny thing about this. This has always been a complaint with people when it comes to Batman and the Joker. Everything the Joker's ever done, and he's still alive, you know. But I like that aspect. You got principles. Characters have to have principles, right? If those characters start breaking those principles, they're not that character anymore. Those
Right.
principles are always the one that puts them in bad situations. They might do the right thing, but it's looked at as the wrong thing by others, and it throws them all into, you know, Spider-Man's the same way, you know.
Mhm.
And I like that. So to me, this is right on point when it comes to Batman. You know, he hates
Unlike
the
us, who'll
Joker.
do anything for a buck.
That's true. No,
Yeah.
that's 100% true. And here we go. So the only place you can take him is the Batcave. And we get, to me, I just love this, man. Like, this is a awesome double page spread.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
It's good. It's good. Doesn't suck.
Doesn't suck. I like that.
Nah.
His principles has got him more killed, or has got more killed than he saved. Just saying. Yeah, but
Nobody's
you know,
perfect.
yeah, nobody's perfect. But that's the thing about the classic comic book superhero, right?
Mhm.
There was the thing about the anti-heroes that came in the 90s, and I love them all. You know, but when you got creators like Todd McFarlane wanting to bust out of that whole like no kill thing, and you get Spawn taking care of business and like all this kind of stuff, the Punisher or whatnot. That's why those characters are created. So you can have a character, you see them do other things. But when you get back to characters like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, they have to live by their principles. Otherwise, they're not the characters anymore. You know? And sometimes those principles, those decisions, they carry weights and they can carry negative aspects about it too. But that's what makes their struggle something real. I think it's interesting. He brings him to the Batcave because it's the only place he can really put it. But while he's here, he's just like, I've never really taken the opportunity to examine the Joker before. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I should run a bunch of tests, see what happens, what makes him click.
Prod him, probe him.
Yeah, you know, and it's just that is kind of an interesting. He's like, he's almost become like a guinea pig. He's like, I've
Right.
got you here. You know, I'm gonna just start doing stuff to you. Let's do some experiments. You know, while you're trying to survive.
Just toss him up.
What are you talking about? Hush here. I forgot. Anything significant? So what would he have said? Who'd have known except for me? I could have dumped you in a bay, found a furnace, an open grave. I like that. Or just let you die.
He's like,
will not-
everybody else is stupid but me.
Yeah. And here's the thing. He says right here, I will not do what Hush wants. You know, he understands Hush is trying to get him to do things, right? And that's what I like about this so far. Hush is playing the ultimate mind game with Bruce in this story more than we saw in the original Hush. He put Batman through the ringer in the original Hush, got all his rogues gallery, you know, in on it, you know, wore him out, tired him.
Friends.
Yeah, friends, you know, played with his mind with the whole Jason Todd thing with Clayface. And this time around, it seems much more personal, right? He's getting into Batman's head, trying to force him into doing certain things that are going to affect the Bat family. And as we see in this, he says right here, I won't do what Hush wants, but he's actually doing what Hush wants. Because by bringing the Joker into the Batcave, he is absolutely playing with fire here when it comes to Jason Todd, as we're going to see later, and also Barbara Gordon. So there was a time when I thought it was this was kind of interesting. So I don't know if they ever established or if this is just something I always assumed that this was just Joker's skin. And then they haven't really covered it in a while, you know, and he's like, well, I'm going to do some experience. I'm going to examine this dude. And he realizes like, you know, this isn't paint. This is his skin. He has no fingerprints. He has no toe prints or whatever you want to call it. You know, look at those gnarly feet.
Yeah.
Some gnarly feet right there.
To get those cuts.
Kind of looks like my feet, unfortunately.
Yo, I was just going to say, look, here's a little Shawneeisms. I used to have flat feet. Now I'm getting like hammer toes.
Oh,
like,
shit.
That's what my toes look like. And it hurts like a hell.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
But I am kind of.
I'm pretty sure I got gout in my toe. That's
right. Oh, dude.
another
story. It hurts
Getting old.
to bend over and fucking clean them.
Yeah. Getting old, man. But I like this entire time he's like wrestling with himself, where he's like, you know, who would care if you just disappeared, you know? But it's interesting. I don't know if they ever established he doesn't have fingerprints, he doesn't have toe prints. You know, I like this, that you're kind of getting a little bit of an inside look, a little bit more into the lore of the Joker.
Right.
You know, which he doesn't normally get to do because he's always either beating the Joker up or fighting him or trying to save someone's life or save his own life. You know, but he's like, you know, check it out. Your skin's
Yeah.
white. It's bleached. You got no fingerprints. You know. He's doing all of this in the sanctity of the Batcave. Now, this is one thing I thought about after I read the issue. In the first issue in 158, he shut everything down. Remember when they find out they were free?
Yeah.
He was just protocol, shut it down, shut it all down. He actually locked everybody out. It was just him in the Batcave, which is why I think he felt it was safe to bring the Joker to the Batcave because nobody was going to be there or nobody should have been there, you know? And so that's what makes this so much more interesting. I do have a question though when we get into the scene. Go ahead.
What's that RH? Look at the top of the gun. It looks like an R4 RH right there.
RH. What would that stand for?
And right there, is that an SN or just a schmutz? But that RH, man, like that's something.
Oh yeah, duh. Red Hood.
Dun, dun. Have
Do.
you seen my baseball?
That's why we have the chat. That's why we have you,
That's why
Dale.
we got Dale A in the chat.
Yeah.
There we go.
Black toenails, very goth. You know, actually, I didn't think about that until right now. Yeah.
Goth are gross.
He took a little bit of time to paint his toenails. You know, like to shout out to him. You know, he's got things he's got to do.
Yeah.
Big foot feet. Yeah, I like that. Gnarly. Yeah. We got Kyle Miller in the house. What up? What up with you?
Kyle Miller. Good to see you.
You're doing well.
Yeah.
His prince. Oh, you already said that. Yeah. So here we go. Now we're getting into the meat of things, and this is where the ash can ended. So I was really excited to see where the book was going to go because obviously I knew this was Red Hood. Even if I was smart, I would have looked and saw the RH and I would have known right off the bat. But who else is it going to really be? And he just comes in with "So it's true," you know.
Yeah.
And he got a drop on Batman. That's the thing, you know. And I like the fact that it's like, how did you get in here? I know how you think. You would never put yourself in a locked room without an exit. Your exit, my entrance, you know. And again, I like this art. I dig this. You know, again, I have very little complaints on the art in this issue like I did the first issue. Just
way better. Way better.
Way better. Way better. And again, trying to look at it with fresher eyes and not the high expectations I was going into, so where I'm judging every single thing. I don't want to judge every single line, every single render, every single whatever. I don't want to do that. I just want to kind of take it in for what it is. I love this panel here. I love the cowl. I love the veins and the neck muscles on the mask or on the neck there. Like this is some just really, really awesome art. I'm digging this. He does say here like this. He's like, if you know me as well as you claim, then you know my cowl is reinforced. If you fire, this is the thing about Batman's his entire costume that I think is interesting because you never really draw it this way. They just kind of tell you that it's reinforced for like headshots. You know, he's got what we discover in the original Hush and in the last issue that if you take his mask off, if someone else takes it off besides him, they get a jolt of electricity or they get gassed or whatever. And so he's basically saying like, go ahead, shoot me in the back of the head. Like, it's not going to matter. I'm going to be able to survive. Pretty badass. I'm just saying. He says your gun will jam or even explode. And here's the key right there. I love this. He's like, he's not bulletproof, and just bam. Good stuff, man. Like I'm the more I look at this, the more I'm getting into this issue. I'm telling you, Sean. I'm telling you. The more I'm reading this, the more I'm liking it. I'm just saying.
As those words are coming out of your mouth, I'm thinking the same thought. I'm like, should I hold my pride and stick to this gag? Or should I just be truthful and honest? I'm like, maybe I'm kind of switching around.
Be truthful and honest, man. Like that's what I want. I want the chat to be truthful and honest as well. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, also
Sometimes
great.
I do gay stuff. Oh wait, what? No.
Whoa.
I like this. I seeing it now on the big monitor, like as opposed to floppy. Like something is switching, and I'm liking that.
And let me just rip into DC for a second with the floppies. Give us better paper quality. I mean, this shit is like one step up from freaking newsprint. You know, I just comparative to some of the other companies with their paper quality, I'm not digging the physical copies at all. But the digital version, I think, is pretty damn good.
Yeah. And it enhances the overall colors, which were kind of a little blah.
Yeah. I will say that. I actually like the colors in this better too. I think Alex pulled out of the texture. It's not as textured. I mean, there's texture in there, but like I feel like he
Mhm.
went overboard with the texture in the last issue.
Not as muted, not as greenish muted. There's still that paper texture in the background of shit,
Yeah, yep,
not the
definitely in the
foreground
background.
characters, but
Yeah,
this is reminding me of like Wildstorm,
yeah, yeah. I'm liking everything a lot better about this. I really
except for
love
this.
this. No, no, I really love this. Is like
I don't
Mignola, Mignol.
exactly.
That's what
Yeah,
it is, though. But I feel
yeah,
like, and that's what I love about Jim Lee because every once in a while he's like, I'm just gonna do something based on somebody I like, what they would do. Because you get bored doing stuff. You're like, what would
yeah.
what would Frank do here? What would Mike do here? Like I'm gonna do it, and I dig it. It's very heavy blacks, not any rendering. But you're showing the blast, the light blast of the gun going off. I like the red, the intensity with the red coming in. It's shifting. Now it's getting into the middle of the fight here. I like it though. I do.
I
It's
don't.
simple. It's simple, but I like it.
There's kind of a Frankisms, little Neil Adams.
Yeah, I
Just
was
in
just gonna
gesture.
say I'm not a big fan of this so much. Like I did like the up panel with this one.
Yeah,
Something about the face I'm not really big. I'm not digging in this
the
scene, but
eyes are weird. Like consistent. Like there's a lot of panels where the eyes look like they're off.
maybe it's why he's not drawing them.
That's a good possibility.
Maybe we just figured it out. I don't know. I think the way he's also drawing Batman's head is a lot different than he used to. And I
Yeah,
don't know if that's a purposeful thing or if it's just, how sometimes, and again, it's Jim Lee, so I can't compare him to us, but sometimes
I would.
it's not like you forget how to draw, but you just start drawing something different and you're like, why the fuck am I drawing this different?
Right.
Like I've drawn this 100 times. Like, why am I all of a sudden now? Why is it coming out different? Maybe it's
Yeah.
just one of those things, Epic fight here between the Red Hood. Now, here's the thing I didn't understand about the story, Sean. I just wanted to ask you this and anybody in the chat. To my recollection,
Hmm.
the Red Hood's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And Batman knows this, but in this scene, he kind of acts like he's wondering if this is really. Now, granted, I understand he went through the hole before with Clayface and everything, but in this scene, he's kind of wondering if this is actually Red Hood or if it's an imposter. But he kind of basically figures it out by the way that the Red Hood's fighting that this is actually really Jason. And I like that we get to see Batman use a gun. I know some people are just might rub them the wrong way, but I like that he's using this right, not to kill, right?
It's against everything he stands for, except when he was first appeared.
I was just gonna say he used to have a gun.
Yeah.
Go back and look at it.
But wait,
Um,
with Jason Red Hood, look, I'm not really into DC. Like, is this like Rebirth shit? Like, was he around in Rebirth?
I
Is
get
this
lost in
Rebirth?
all the
Are we in
reboots.
Rebirth? Yeah.
This
Because I
is.
kind of dipped out like a year after.
Are we still in the Rebirth reboot, or we've been
I don't know.
rebooted since then? That's
Are we-
that's
Have we been
like
Rebirth?
have we been rebirth? Yeah, that's the question I have. Because I get lost, man. Like there are way too many reboots. I'm just like, he's like, I like this shot. Just crease him.
Just
And here's the thing: is like, if this is him, I thought we made amends. I thought they made amends a long time ago. I thought everything was good. Again, I don't read the Batman comics as much as everybody else does. Is there still beef between these two? Is it just for this story? I don't know. I absolutely love this panel though. This right here, man. That is some beautiful stuff.
Yeah,
I love the gesture, the jump, the heavy blacks there. Kind of reminds you of like the death blow, kind of way of shading everything with all the really heavy blacks. Like I really
the
like
detail.
that.
Yeah, the detail in the boot shred.
Yeah, like that's outstanding stuff.
Yeah,
outstanding stuff. And then you get this 2-page spread. The only thing I don't like about it,
I like it, but I don't.
I was just gonna say,
dumb, but it's cool.
Yeah, same here. I think what I don't like about it is something about the heads that throw me off.
Eyes. It's the eyes.
Yeah.
The heads are too big.
There you go. Yeah, something about the eye too. Yeah.
They're a bit smaller. Maybe I'd be sold, but like, yeah, the heads are too big.
Like I don't mind the concept of the spread here, the double page spread here with the close up as they're kind of as standoff right now. You know, the guns up against each other. That's cool. It's just something with the art. Just I don't know. He's drawing
Yeah.
faces different. Like that's the biggest thing I've noticed on this entire run. It's not bad, you know, but it's just like it doesn't look as Jim Lee-esque in the faces as it usually does. Like Jim usually draws a standard face, right? I mean, he's one of those artists that draws a very similar face for most of his characters for most of his career.
Whether they're white, black, Hispanic.
Yeah, they just have a specific
different
jaw.
hair.
Yeah. You know, maybe he changes the nose up a little bit here or there to, you know, give him some personality, but he has a structure that he works within. And I feel it's kind of almost stepped out of the structure a little bit. I don't know. Batman shooting Jason Todd in the head. See, I disagree.
Strategic.
I disagree. Yeah, he wasn't shooting him like to kill him. He was trying to get that mask. He was trying to break the mask up. And he's a marksman. He's Batman. He can do anything, right?
Yeah.
But he shot him in such a way where you're just grazing him, you know?
The Court of Owls was his brother, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's things you can go throughout the entire history of Batman stories and be like, this was dumb here. This was dumb here.
There's
you
a
know,
lot.
It's not all winners, you know? But this, I didn't mind it. You know, like how else are you going to break the mask? You know? Use his own weapon against him, shatter it, get him exposed, make sure it's actually Jason Todd, I guess is the point that they're going with here.
Mm-hmm.
Dale said, I feel like Jeff Loeb is picking and choosing what he wants from the last 20 years of continuity.
Probably.
And honestly, with the messed up continuity that DC has had over the last 20 years, you know, he's probably just like, fuck it, I'm going to do what I want. You know?
Yeah.
It's how they do movies nowadays where they make a sequel and they're like, we're going to discount the last 5 movies in the series and we're going to make a direct sequel from the first movie, you know, and we're going to just, you know, completely retcon it or whatever, you know. I feel like that's kind of what it is. I got no problem with it. I just got some questions because I'm not as versed in the lore of the Batman over the last 20 years as some people that might be actually reading the book on a regular basis. Why is Batman holding a pistol on him? He'll save Joker's life, but will blow Robin's head off. I don't think that's it.
It's ironic.
In this situation, I think he knows that Jason could actually try to take him out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like this is the old Jason Todd Robin, or this is Dick Grayson or Tim Drake or something. There's an unhingedness to Jason Todd. Jason Todd could decide zombie Jason. There you go. Jason Todd could decide at some point to take that one step farther. You know, this is a standoff. It's the old Mexican standoff. Canceled.
What'd you call me?
I'm just saying.
I'm about it.
All right. Puerto Rican for life. Let's go.
There we go.
Jerry's in the house.
What's up, Jerry?
To me, the art feels flat. Scott's line work feels thin in places, and then monotone colors flatten out the image. That has kind of been our complaint so far.
Yeah, we are with you, man. We are definitely with you on that. It's
still good.
This synthetic brush pen that he's been using for his hatching.
Yeah, like Jim, like it's still good. Still good.
Way better than anybody on this panel or in the chat. But
there's something going on that just seems off compared to what we've seen Jim and Scott do over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anybody that's fans of Jim and Scott, you can see it just like we see it. I can't really quite put our fingers on it, except for, you know, Sean brought up the great point with the brush pen. I'm thinking line weights seem off sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, just some thinner line. They're older, you know? Yeah. Health issues, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
Roy's in the house, says Jim Lee was drawing his face basically. You think he was drawing his face? I don't know. I don't.
Okay, so Jim Lee does have a big head. He's a little guy, so I could see that. Like maybe. I don't know.
I don't know about that one. I don't see Jim's face in any of these characters. A lot of these artists draw their faces on their favorite characters. I guess that's what J. Scott Campbell looked like basically on Fairchild. What? Big ears, big eyes, red hair, whisk chin, glasses.
Well,
you say he drew him as a girl?
Well, hold on. All of Campbell's women look like any of the women he's dating at the time.
He's smashing at the time, yeah.
I don't want to be disrespectful. Currently,
I'll be disrespectful.
Okay, but his wife is all the girls. Like you see any cover, you're like, that's his wife's size. That's his wife. That's his wife.
Sean Martin says, it's the old days, the all for nothing days. They're back.
Like O-Town?
Like O-Town.
Nice.
Twisted Dreams is in the house. Says, hello,
Nice.
everyone.
How
Hello
you
to you,
doing?
my friend. I
Nice.
can't go without playing this for Twisted Dreams.
Subject's notes. The extraction theory papers. Am I the only one who did the reading?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
There we go.
Yes, you are. Yeah, slanted eyes on all his characters, that wide smile. Racist!
Racism.
Racism!
Emotional damage.
He did draw a lot of slanted eyes on a lot of his characters. That's true. Although I just think they look good there. If you look at Mark Silvestri, they did the same thing in the 90s too. I think it was just kind of like the style you drew eyes a little bit more
Scott
slanted,
Clark.
a little bit more squinty.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's that that Clint Eastwoodisms, you know, like
Yeah.
you ready, punk.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's get on with this. Drop the gun. We both know you're never going to shoot, but I will. All right, I'm using the wrong voice. I don't know what to use with him.
Talk like a chick.
I'm going to finish what I came here to do.
Like you just got
Have you been
back.
talking to Tommy? Hush, drop the gun.
How you sound like Noah.
I don't. Yeah, definitely do.
Shout out to Noah.
So you're not angry at the Joker. He was only the blunt instrument, like the crowbar he hit you with. Oh, burn.
Oh yeah, that one. I was
That's
fuck.
a little
Yeah.
low.
Yeah,
That's a little low.
He got kicked in the dick for that one. You know? Like that's emotional damage.
Yeah, like, that was a little like, oh, okay. A little harsh there, Bruce.
Yeah, what a dick. You know, like that. Your parents are dead.
Right there you go. Like you grew up an orphan.
Yeah, oh God, now I want to cry.
Oh, geez. And he said, like you knew, after all I've been through, I can still feel it. And he just gets to jump on Batman. Just hits him a couple times. Like,
Yeah.
and again, Bruce might not be fully fighting him, and that might be the excuse for it. Because I feel like, you know, typically Batman could just easily avoid that or block those, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's basically just smacking him around. I can still feel it. Cracking my skull. So go ahead and take it all out of me. Oh, shit.
Wow, that's
There
a
you
weird
go.
ass kink. You know,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
the girl's like, choke me. You're like, do I? Like, all right.
Like, how hard, you know? Like,
yeah,
like
yeah. Like
smack you in the face, like, you know, like go all out, or just a little bit of, you know, like,
redness.
yeah.
Don't
Am
threaten
I supposed
me
to wait
this
till you
time.
pass out?
Right.
what- I
Do
don't know the
still
rules
go
here.
While you're out there, like,
Yeah,
this is new to me.
it's all new to me. I don't know. I really like that page. I like it
Cool.
all.
Yeah.
There's a few things that look off to me, but this art in this book is way better than the first one, and I like it all. Like I've come around. I'm on board. I'm like, let's go. Like I'm not going to be an art critic too much. There's some things I'll say that I don't like here or there. Something looks off, but all in all, I'm down. Let's go.
I do like it a lot better than the last issue, and I will go for that.
Yeah. Roy said, I didn't know Lee was Asian until Wizard, so I thought
What?
it was weird his Punisher face looked Asian.
I mean,
I never thought any of his. I did not. You know, I don't know. But I didn't know he was Asian too until I saw his picture one day.
what?
Yeah, I didn't. I mean,
Lee? Bruce
What?
Lee?
Lee. You know, I mean, when you're younger, I don't know like last names, ethnicity, and all that kind of stuff. You know,
You guys are stupid. I knew it all. I'm kidding. I'm just joking.
I'm telling you, man. Like the crowbar he hit me with, like when he killed me. Yeah.
What a dick.
I'm pretty sure he was Asian. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They're all Asians. We're all Asians. I mean, aren't we? No? Oh, is it gonna get here? Cancel.
Dude. Who am I to talk? There's so many things I want to say.
Thought he was related to Stan Lee. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Stan Lee Asian, Stan Lieberman. Yeah.
Yes.
Lee.
Lieberman.
No, my brother's middle name was Lee. His first name was Jim. I was very jealous growing up.
No.
Yeah. My younger brother, first name Jim, middle name Lee. I was when
Oh,
I got into
was
Jim Lee,
pissed.
I was so annoyed that my brother carried Jim Lee's name. I was like, damn it, that
Yeah.
could have been me.
Wow. I
I
mean,
know
it
the
still
truth.
can be.
I mean, yeah, it could be. Yeah, you know. I know the truth, Jason, because I feel the same way. You were my partner, my Robin. I like this. Nothing wrong with the art there.
No, no,
I'm
it's
digging
fine.
this.
Fine.
I love how they do this throwback of that. What cover
Yes.
was it? What,
It was. It wasn't. Was it Death in the Family? It was the Magnolia cover.
yeah, I think it was Death in the Family,
Yeah,
right? Like, was it the issue that he died or the issue after he died?
maybe.
I can't. But anyway, this is a
Which
throwback
one
to
even
that
know
image.
it alls knows it? Put it in the chat.
Yeah, somebody put it in the chat. Somebody knows it out there. But anyway, this
Yeah.
is okay. There you go, Magnolia. This is the throwback, the homage to that shot as he's looking at the Red Hood. I love the storytelling aspect of it. I don't know if it came from Jeff or it came from Jim, but I like the fact that he's seen Jason Todd in this moment after they went through this big fight, and he's seen that image of like the younger dead Jason Todd that we saw from the iconic image that everybody knows, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he says it too, you know, you were so young. I mean, just to me, it's good storytelling element. I love that.
Yeah.
Really good. You know, I don't know if Bruce has ever gone through and said like his regrets when it comes to this to Jason. Like, I don't know if this is monumental where he's actually like, you know, I never should have put you in harm's way. If I did, then it was my job to protect you, mine and mine alone. You're like, it's this vulnerable moment, right? I don't know if that's ever happened between these two characters. Maybe, maybe not. How could you save the Joker's life, you dick? That's what he'd be saying in real life.
Oh yeah, I was like, I didn't read that.
Batman looks skinny. He does there, yeah.
Ketodosis.
Yeah, he went on a diet, you know.
Yeah.
Was the
Depression.
Adkins? He's trying the Adkins.
Yeah,
You know?
Miami.
Yeah. Kidnap, tortures, and kills him. Jim Lee, you're mad at your bat daddy. Is this real life? Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's comics, man. It's what it is. Comic books. Panel on the left is an homage to Robin's death cover by Magnolia. But what issue was it?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like we all recognize the homage and the image. I'm just like, I can't remember what issue it is. But I love that fact. Cunningham O'Hara says, yes, I'm glad somebody got it. All right, what did I miss? I missed something.
Why are you guys talking so fast?
Why you guys pretty sure?
Yeah.
Oh, Cable Guy.
Cable Guy.
Cable Guy.
All right.
I almost watched it the other day.
Did you? Okay.
It's one of my least favorite Jim Carrey movies.
I've maybe seen it once or twice.
Yeah, and I saw it the other day, and I was like, I should watch this. I haven't seen it again. And it's like, no, I can't because I really don't like it.
You know what I watched
It was not good.
After last week's episode with Michael? The Wraith.
Oh, shit. I haven't seen that.
Because he talked about it. Yeah, he talked about it.
Yeah,
for
forgot about that
reference.
with the car.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Issue 428. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Dale A.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, yeah, great homage there to issue 428. All right. We switch scenes here, going to the clock tower, which is Barbara Gordon's, the Oracle's workshop here. I really like this. I love the lighting here, the silhouette, the blacks. And basically we got silhouettes with a little bit of lights hidden all over the place. I do like this a lot. Now we get into the real mystery of things as we're going to wrap this issue up. So tell me again, how did he get in here? And she says, I let him in. Never give a woman the keys or power. Never, because she'll just let your worst enemies in or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right? She's like, my ex-boyfriend was in town and he wanted to use the shower. And I was just like, you can use your towels. Fuck. Hey, took a nap on your side of the bed.
Like, damn it.
What's wrong? Damn.
So he's a lot smarter than you. Damn. Or anyone gives him credit for. I know what that feels like. Oh, you chill out. Yeah, let's not. Come on, Barbara.
Vote. You're in the Bat family.
Look, you were crippled and now you can walk again. What more do you want?
Tiny Tim. Right.
Come on.
Tiny Tina.
You don't have a lot to complain about.
Yeah. You're acting like that.
I'm not a big fan of this face, though. This doesn't look like Jim Lee. That's what I'm saying. Like some of these faces, this does right here. That one does. Yeah. But these two panels, almost like loosely emotional damage. This is okay. I see what you're saying, Roy. This is Jim Lee. Okay. Now I'm seeing it.
Like he's 8.
He's
He's Asian?
No, he's Asian now. Yeah, I see it now.
Oh no!
It's all coming together. If what he says is true, and my intuition, nobody cares about your woman's intuition.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, jumping to conclusions.
Yeah, like how do you know above everybody else?
Were you on Twitter?
Barbara, come on. You weren't even part of the last issue or the last series.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she was, but she was like still in her wheelchair, Yeah, since then she can walk, come on. Let's just be happy with life.
Dance.
Anyway, we can only trust each other now. I can't believe it. The Joker. Wait. If he knows, then they all know. Worst of all, Jason knows. I don't know why I'm using that with everybody's got the Batman voice. It is what it is. He says, I like this. Okay, riddle me this. Why would you help us? Answer. You don't understand. Hush, like I do. And dun dun dun.
This is dumb as fuck. Bed Bath and Beyond
serious?
fucking the Riddler? Yeah.
Dan, I was actually gonna say, dude, I like this.
No.
I like this because let's unpack this for a second.
Unpack this.
Unpack this. What did we say about the Riddler the last time we did the Hush series? Right?
Sucks.
He's just a side goofy character that does a bank heist. He gets captured, thrown in Arkham, and he happened to be the mastermind of the original Hush, right? We see the Joker. We've seen the Riddler. I don't know the last time we saw him, but he comes back like he's hit the gym, like he's looking like a legit badass here. I like it. Am I the only one, chat? Am I the only one?
The guy gets featured in one movie, and now he's like Bed Bath and Beyond.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Bed Bath? I don't get this. I don't get this reference.
Because I'm seeing like this skinny guy in like this big padded jacket, like those muscles aren't there. He just looks like a hipster from fucking South Houston Street with a tattoo.
See, I guess I see it like I see this. I don't know. I see a more badass character. I'm like, all right, this Riddler looks like he could be legit. He's got this tattoo on his face now.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, he's got these sideburns. You know what I'm saying?
I hate those
his head, haircut real short, sideburns. He's still rocking this. This kind of like gay question mark here, but besides all that, you got the military boots. I mean, come on, man. And he's in the Batcave. He's just like, look, I've kept this secret for 20 some odd years, and here I am to help you. And that's the thing. He's coming in as like kind of a good guy. He says, you're not going to, or you're going to need the help. He's like, you're going to need all the help you can get, Dick. It just so happens to be his name, but and you and Babs. Oh, damn, calling him the nickname. Look at how personal. Like, who the hell do you think you are? He says, even Bruce. I don't know, man. Like, I actually thought you were going to be like, this was pretty cool. I did not expect you to be the opposite of what I thought on this. Interesting.
So
caught off guard on that one.
It looks dumb.
It looks awesome. I give it an 8 out of 10.
My god!
Look at the art here. Look at all this. This is this is some death blow shit, man. Like the art side.
I just want to go and cut out coupons and get fucking pillows.
This doesn't make any sense.
It
does. Okay. Man, I love the clock. I have a dream to print I had a dream to print comic pages for wallpaper for the man cave that would be a page among others.
Nice.
I don't know if I read that right, but I got
this
you.
One.
You're not digging it either, Dale?
Thank you.
All right. You're on Sean's side of the fence on this.
That's my God.
Wyatt's in the house. What's going on, brother?
Wyatt?
You can tell he's been out of the sequential art game for a while. Every image looks like an attempt at cover instead of sequential catching motion. I will agree with you to a point on that. You can definitely tell he's been out of the sequential game for a bit, but I don't think he's trying to go cover with every single thing. I just feel like he's trying to get into the dusting off the cobwebs, trying to get into the rhythm of storytelling, because I feel like his older stuff much more dynamic when it comes to angles, right? He was always putting the camera in different angles, very interesting, and he was doing that all the time. This seems like he's pulled back on that a little bit, maybe doing, and again, could be a time-wise thing,
Sure.
doing stuff that's a little bit quicker instead of some complicated angles. Who knows?
Look, he's got 8 kids to raise, and he's in his 60s. Like, we could cut him some slack.
Why don't you and Sean get a room, Dale?
Maybe we will, and we'll do shots,
Yeah.
and we'll fucking make fun of you for like a Bed Bath and Beyond.
That's all right. Me and Twisted
Riddler.
Dreams, we're gonna go hit the town and get the ladies. Well, I'm not gonna get the. I'm married. I'll watch him get the ladies
Wow.
because we're going out with the cool kids here because he's on my side. Yeah. Who's Babs and what does Garth Ennis have anything to do her? Yeah.
Oh, he does look like Garth Ennis.
Does he?
Yeah,
I'd have to see a picture of him.
This is enough about Garth Ennis, like,
Tell me about it.
or anybody that's not that every foreigner, but when the foreigners that write comic books about America, and they're like, "Oh, it's this shithole" or whatever. Yeah, I get we're not perfect, but like, watch your tone, buddy. Like,
Fucking America, man. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
Bane hooked him up with the juice. I'm telling you, he hit the gym, man. This ain't your dad's old Riddler here. Like this is serious, right? He looks like an Irishman. You know what I'm saying? Like he can kick some ass. No, just me. I think it's badass.
Definitely. How does he
No,
get
me
into
and
that
Twisted
jacket?
Dreams. Huh?
How does he get into that jacket? Like,
It's that is a good question. That's why he's the Riddler. That's part of the riddle. That's how he gets into his jacket there. Riddler is the only.
Is that one of those fucking jackets where it looks like you have a half of a hood, but it's really like a really big
that might be.
turtleneck?
I don't know. I'd have to see him from maybe it's a hood, maybe it's not. I don't know, man.
He got all things and stuff.
Riddler is the only character I'd prefer to be gender swapped. Women always want to make you guess what they are thinking or whatever. That's a good point.
Facts.
That is a good point.
Yeah, perfect.
He looks like a boomerang without his silly hat. That's a good point on that. Yeah, you're right. He does.
Yeah.
Yep. He absolutely does. Yeah, see? Twisted Dreams. He knows what's up.
Man.
Cool looking villain, but crappy Riddler. The whole deal that works for him is the ego of his intellect. That's how he brawls with Batman. Yes, I agree with you, but this is something different and I like it. So I disagree with you. Jerry said, apparently Edward Nigma didn't skip leg day or arm day or anything else day. Someone P-test this guy stat. Yeah,
right?
Dude, I'm telling you, he got it. He got it.
Yeah.
He's married too. All right, so we'll just
watch other dudes.
We'll watch other dudes pick up chicks, and we'll just have a couple shots. We'll call it good. Yeah. Jorge Jimenez has kicked Lee's ass, and he knows it with this middling effort. Jorge's talented. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far though.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a stretch there, right? Willer just got back from Boston where he got wicked jacked. I'm telling you, yeah. Get up, and jump up, jump around. I don't know.
House of Pain. I
Yeah.
like it. Reference.
Red hair, face tattoo. Oh my God, they outdid even the movie. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I dig it, man. I'm on board with this Riddler. He looks like he's gonna kick some ass and be a major player. Let's go. Look at those boots. All right. Okay. Apparently, Batman got knocked out by Jason Todd.
Knock the fuck out.
Knocked the fuck out. And he's how long have I been? I'm home, or I'm alone. The car is gone. What he said was going to finish. What he said he was going to finish what he came for. If it was not to kill the Joker.
See, that's a Todd Knock like face.
Right here.
The middle.
Yeah, that looks a little off too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That also does not remind me of like a Jim Lee face. Again, like I feel like he's kind of rushing through some of these faces in these smaller panels here.
Yeah.
But then he comes back to a panel like this, which is straight up Jim Lee and looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. Something's with the eyes.
I was just gonna say, but since you mentioned it, the eye,
Like
since you brought it up, there is something with the eyes I'm not digging. Like the angle of the eyes or something. It's a little bit different. The angle of the dangle. Huh. I don't know about that.
And like you see like that boldness like from the nose and the top of the lip in here. Like that's a knockism.
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 Anyway, conclusion. Jason is working with Hush. Here's
Fucker.
and then a bunch of I don't give a shit. Like, stop putting this stuff in the books. Like,
Yeah,
nobody cares. Nobody cares about this. Bad art, everything. Nobody cares. No variant covers on here. Okay, that was it. Here's the thing. No, stop.
You gonna follow his people?
No, I'm not gonna follow. Wait,
Come
who
on,
is it?
Jeff Loeb.
Overall rating, just to piss everybody off. Giving it a 4 or a 5 out of 5. Let's go.
Add a review. Phenomenal.
What is going on here? Let me get back to the beginning here.
Look at that.
We're gonna rest on the cover as we wrap this up and we give our overall thoughts here.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall thoughts on this book. Here's the thing. It's not the best work in the world as far as Jim Lee's concerned. We talked about that. I'm not going to go in depth about it and hammer on it as we go. I took a step back after that first issue, the disappointment of the first issue, and I was like, all right, high expectations I went into. Maybe they were too high. I'm going to lower them and just to try to enjoy what's going on here. Not lower them as far as like, given to bad quality, but you know what you're saying? Like we gave the analogy earlier. You go see a movie, you're waiting 2 years for it, right?
Yeah.
You're reading all the stuff, you're hyped up for it. You go see it, it falls flat because it just doesn't reach what your imagination was prepping you for. I feel like that's what happened here with Hush 2 with 158. So I took a step back. I'm just like, read it with fresh eyes, and that's what I started to do. And this issue was a step up from 158. 159 was better quality when it came to the art by far. And I'm digging the story. And this is what I like about the story, what they're setting up here. Hush is playing Bruce for a fool and setting him up to really put a wedge between the Bat family. We already see that Jason is working with Hush for whatever reason. We got to figure that out. And we know from a cover of Batman 162, which we have to wait a little for, is that he is fighting Batgirl on that cover as well. So she is going to defect at some point, I feel.
That's a good cover.
It's a good cover. But why is the point? Because he's seemingly taking the side of the Joker that's caused so much pain. They're not really taking the side of the Joker, but saved the Joker's life. You brought him to the sanctity of the Batcave, basically putting him above the Bat family, right? It has caused so much pain to Jason, so much pain to Barbara Gordon, and whoever else in his life, right? And that's going to put a wedge. And I think we're going to see a civil war, so to speak, when it comes to the Bat family. And I like this aspect.
That's brilliant. That's kind of brilliant when you think of the overall of it all. Like
when you think of the story,
construction of the Bat family. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. It's think of the first Hush. Again, we said before it was the Rogues Gallery. Hush got the Rogues Gallery along with the Riddler, all hyped up and went after Batman, wore him out, all that kind of stuff. He's trying to get his revenge. This is much more cerebral, right? Much more personal. Like he's going after the people that he loves, which he didn't do in the first book. And this is going to put that wedge in the, he loves Jason. He loves, he loves Dick. He loves Tim. He loves Barbara. Rest in peace, Alfred's not around anymore, but he's really going to that family, the people that he truly cares about, and turning those people against him. I think that's brilliant. And I'm interested to see where it's going to go. So as far as story goes, I'm kind of more hyped about the story right now, and the art is coming along, right? If we see another step up with issue 160, where we really start to see Jim and Scott, they're dusting it off, right? They're getting it together. Maybe it's not perfect yet, but it keeps getting better and better every issue. That's what I'm looking for, because this was a really good step up. I enjoyed it. I'm giving this book an 8 out of 10. Personally, I'm hyped for it. I'm excited. I'm back on the train of being excited. I talked myself into it after the month of kind of going back and forth at 158. And I had the Ash Can from 159. I thought it was great. So, where are you sitting, man? Give me a breakdown. Okay. Give me a breakdown. Let me know where you're sitting. Let's go.
All right. So I do feel the art is better than the last issue. I dig this story a little more than last issue was sour apples for me. I'm just gonna say this issue was a hell of a lot better. I think I gave it a 7. And then
I can't remember what
to a 6.5 on Revolution. Because I remember
you dropped your rating on Revolution. Yeah, I was very disappointed in you.
Sucks.
Yeah, I was very disappointed.
This I will give it a 7.5, but I'm going to stick with the 7.5 when we talk about it on Revolution, whenever we talk about it.
There you go.
I got high hopes. I was just really let down with the first one because it was Jim Lee, Jeff Loeb, Scott Williams, Hush. Too.
And
this is the biggest shit like for comics.
Hush was a big thing for us.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Hush, the original Hush was a big thing for both Sean and me. It was that period of time in our life, young men trying to break in the industry. It was a very
just turned 21,
it was Hush was a big thing. We loved it. We were both huge fans of it, the art and the story, and we were hyped for this. So I get it. I don't understand a lot of other people's backlash. I think, let me just say this real quick.
No, don't do it. You're gonna hurt feelings.
I'm gonna hurt some feelings. Think whatever you guys want about it. Do you? That's fine. I'm not going to attack you for not liking something, but I do think we are in this era where we just hate on things to hate on things because it's DC or because it's Jim Lee, and we would just want to tear it down to tear it down. That's what I think is going on with a lot of the stuff on social media, more so than legit criticism. We live in an era now of criticism that is motive based.
Criticisms. They got to be the first.
They got to be the first too, right? Yeah, we got to have the hot takes. We got to get out. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
Like to hate on. Like I was just disappointed, and like
right, and that's where I stand too. I was
opinionated on this. Like I'm fucking shocked at the words that come out of my mouth for the last issue.
Me too.
And what I thought could be.
I was disappointed, but you were really disappointed.
I was mad, like finding out like my chick had a prick. Like I was mad.
That's some serious stuff right there.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it. Slow start coming out of the gate. It's like watching your team go to the playoffs. In the first quarter, they get their ass kicked, right? And you're pissed off, right? Now the second quarter is coming around. They're starting to make the comeback. They're settling down a little bit. You're seeing more of what you're expecting to see, and now you're getting back into the hope of it. That's what I feel. Analogy wise with this book, like I was disappointed. 158 didn't strike me. It didn't just give me that feeling I was hoping it was going to get, but that's changed. 159 has given me a lot of hope, and I'm looking forward to 160 quite a bit now.
You know what this was for me? This was the fucking last season of the World Series when the Yankees faced off against LA, and those fuckers won.
Bastards.
It's like we're the goddamn Yankees. Like we are a dynasty. How many fucking rings we have, and we got to lose to fucking LA? Like eat my dick. Like that's how disappointed I was with last issue. But,
I feel
like this is like spring training. This issue spring training. We're dusting up the cobwebs. We had a good vacation. We're doing the cycles. We're batting season. And like hopefully next issue or two is like home openers. So
I agree. Jasper's in the house.
What's up, Jasper?
And then he said, "This cover's awful. Show the whole thing." And they said, "Okay, later, bros." Jasper's like, if you don't give him attention,
fucking guy,
if you don't give him attention right off the bat, he's like, I gotta go. Like, acknowledge me. We did. I had your entire comment up there for like 3 minutes as we were continuing our conversation.
Yeah, he's like, I have an opinion. Let me talk. No. Send a super chat.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
I'm kidding.
Now get
How
out
you
here.
doing, brother?
John Snowden said, "Oh, this is Jeff Loeb. That makes sense." Dennis Kelly says, "Is it just me or are indie books getting better art than the big names? A lot of the indie books I've seen are killing it with the art. There's a lot of great stuff in indies.
We're doing great stuff. We are. Yeah,
there's also some shit in the indie scene too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
to ruffle any feathers, I'm not gonna name names.
Why can't I want to name names. There's a bunch of shit out there. Fucking weirdos.
There's a bunch of shit on the main shelves as well. Like it's but yes, there's a lot of good talent in the indie
I'm just
scene.
having fun.
Wiley J says, "Is it better than Cocaine Bear?" I have not seen Cocaine Bear.
Ooh, okay. The first issue, Cocaine Bear blows it away. This one, like it kind of. You would love Cocaine Bear. He's just fucking like it'll tickle your dumb bone to like next Friday.
Yeah, I gotta still check it out. Dennis Kelly says definitely no hate, just disappointment. I think it's a great way to put it.
I'm with you.
Absolutely. Never read Hush. No interest in this either.
What the fuck you doing here? I love him. I love him. He's awesome.
That was great.
He's awesome.
Twisted Dream says, "No, if mainstream comics want to get out of the funk they've been in, let them." Wait, what? Oh, let them as far as bad quality. But I don't think this is any bad quality. Look, there's a lot of great artists out there in the mainstream.
Yeah,
I think this whole
they
painted
did.
over, we pushed it against the mainstream for the political aspect of stuff and the activist writers and stuff like that. And yes,
Yeah, they
there's
suck.
bad art. Don't get me wrong, there's bad art in the mainstream,
Yeah.
but there's also a lot of good stuff in the mainstream.
Mhm.
We can't just put a blanket over everything and just be like, it all sucks, because that's not true. Let's be honest here. Let's be truthful.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff in the indies, lots of good stuff in the mainstream as well. And there's also a lot of shit on both sides as well. It is what it is.
He's back in Marvel?
Bendis's X-Men run. This looks 100 times better. Or you talking about reading the old Bendis run? Did he do it? I don't know. I never really paid attention to Bendis when he was at Marvel.
I liked his Ultimate stuff.
Yeah, maybe some of it. I never really got much into the Ultimate Universe, but some of the stuff I saw was like but no, because Jeff Loeb did the Ultimate Avengers when Joe Mad was on there.
Ultimates 3, yeah.
Ultimates 3, yeah. Like that's what I remember, and that was Jeff Loeb.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, I got the black and white the pencil version of that.
I've got the first issue as a pencil. It was so amazing. Okay. I would love to see the rest.
We should do that we got so much shit. We got
so much stuff to do. But yeah, I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Silvestri set a high bar. That is facts, my friend.
That's true.
That is facts. There's no lie.
He had a decade to do it.
That good point. We always got to put that. And I'm a Silvestri guy. You guys know that, right?
I'm with you.
But Sean brings up a great point when it comes to this. When everyone's like, the Deadly Duo was so good, it was fantastic.
It's beautiful.
He had 8 to 10 years to draw that thing.
Yeah.
That you should have your best work when you have that much time. So yeah, no shade to Mark whatsoever. That's my boy.
One bit.
It was fantastic work. He did set a high bar when it came to the Batman stories over the last couple of years, but he had a ton of time to draw it.
And we thought this would have been inspired by that, but again,
that's what it is right there.
Years.
Right? That's the disappointment to me, because I thought Jim Lee would want to come out and throw his dick on the table, after Silvestri came out with that Batman, and just be like, I'm Jim Lee. I'm Jim motherfucking Lee. Remember me. Here you go. My best work. And that just wasn't what we got.
Ago.
Yeah, like what he did 20 years ago. Wiley J Draws says, absolutely, Joe. I fucking hate all these creators constantly bitching. That's a fact. It's not Seahawks level disappointment for me. It's more of a Notre Dame disappointment. It's good job, but I feel you on that.
I'll work with that.
Yep. Certain creators, I should say. Yeah,
name them.
Name names.
No,
I'm just kidding. We don't. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that. But name them.
Yeah.
H5 King says hello. Hello to you.
Hi.
I don't think I've seen your name in here before. If you haven't yet, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the show, share it out. Let everybody know. Become a member. Let's go. Yellow Flash's Golden Shower Patron. No idea what that means. Sean didn't mean that.
I mean everything I said. I don't even remember what I said, but yeah.
Roy just comes in and say harsh. That's what he does.
I love Roy. He's fucking awesome.
I love Roy, but he's a troll, right?
He's a good guy to troll.
You gotta take it for what it is.
So much to me. I remember being a kid cherishing it. He's like, this is shit.
He's like, this sucks. This had such an impact to me as a kid. This is horrible.
This is the worst.
Go check out Roy's art, though. He's a fantastic artist.
Yeah. We should figure out how to get him on here and talk to him.
Oh, could you imagine how that show would go?
Oh, dude, it would just be
that'd be comedy gold. That'd be comedy gold. Roy says, I like Jim Lee, but I don't care much for DC. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm on board with you on that.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm doing a second pass before I sell some of the books. Nice.
Oh, okay.
I'm a DC Marvel fanboy, just not part of the modern audience.
Well, what you should do is back
school,
type 1.
Right?
Back type 1. You will not be disappointed when I get it to your hands eventually.
Twisted Dream said I had no interest in Medieval Spawn, but I still had to watch you guys. I appreciate that.
Nice. See, that's what I like. You hate something, but you love us so much that you are inclined to hear.
Sheldon March says decades plus the surgeries for Silvestri. Yeah, and it still came out great. But again, give me 10 years to draw 7 issues.
That's a magnum opus.
And I will make it the best you've ever seen.
Right.
Sorry, his eyes issue is a key issue. Sorry, his eye issues is a key issue with why it took so long.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
that's
mean-
true because he had a surgery, right?
Yeah, that's it, but that's not the only thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand he had eye issues, but he even had eye issues for a decade. You know,
It took me a decade. Because I
I mean-
remember hearing about that and hanging out with some
2012.
people like 2012 at lunch at New York Comic Con.
yeah,
And it wasn't even announced then. It was just, people talking.
just rumors out there.
Yeah.
Like Shelby Robertson,
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about
shit.
Steam pages in 2012. Or I don't know if he actually saw
No,
like, the personal
I
pages,
think
but,
that
like,
was 17, the
Oh, was
image
it?
25 anniversary, like the signing.
Hmm.
Matt Hawkins.
Oh yeah, my bad on that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, fact check that. Black Spider says, "What up, my dudes? What up with you,
What's up,
man?
my guy?
I'm doing good.
How you doing?
Not a troll. I mean everything I say. It's a troll to me,
Yeah,
know,
it's fun. It's all fun.
but you're an honest troll.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is. And that's the difference, right? Mean everything you say. It's an honest
Because
troll.
we've had
That's
some
why-
cunts in the past, but like we generally enjoy you, like from the
Yeah.
bottom of my heart.
That's why I respect you, Roy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I like to give you. I like to. You're a ball buster.
Yeah,
I'm a ball buster. So is Sean.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I love. I love having Roy in
I'm
the
a
chat
taint
because it's
twister.
just like Roy's kind
Yeah.
of like the wet blanket that comes in on everything. I don't know if we've ever looked at anything where Roy's been in the chat and he's like generally like, "This is awesome."
yeah.
It's always some kind of like, that's bad. This- shout out to Roy. He's one of our
What's your
favorites.
Roy? What's your stance on Travis Charest,
Oh, here we go.
X-Men Wildcats?
Tell us
He's
about it.
like overrated.
Early. Yeah, he's like, I've seen better.
It's like the most beautiful illustrated comic book ever. He's like,
It'd be like, he can't really draw his perspectives off.
his lighting's off.
Uh,
Oh, that's
Roy is one of our favorites. He's one of those guys that make us sick, and if you guys know that, that's a high compliment.
It's a huge compliment, artistically.
Artistic. Yeah. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, not as a human
Artistically.
being
Yeah.
or in essence on any standards, because that's not our bag.
No.
Artistically, he makes us sick. Like an Isaac Bell, Dale Keown,
Brett motherfucking Booth.
Brett motherfucking Booth.
Yeah. He's a part of the sick list. Makes us
He's
sick
a
because he's
part
such a
of the sick
talented artist out there. I would really love to see Roy do some sequential work. Honestly,
He's
I'd
too
love
good
to
for
see.
it.
Too good for it. That's right.
He's too good for it.
Just covers.
He doesn't tell stories. He tells how it is.
Mitt's mainstream stuff is garbage no matter how well drawn. Damn.
Damn.
Like even like back when comics were good. Most.
Yeah.
Sorry. I should have corrected that instead of reading that. Most. He can't draw feet. Who?
Roy.
Name names. Come on, Sean. You were just shitting in Travis's. Wait.
Yeah,
Come
because
on,
that
Sean.
shit
You were just
sucked.
shitting in Travis's stuff, and I had to correct you.
Yeah, the Mark Miller stuff. I'm like, it looks dead. And then everybody came with the opinion. We're like, it's this. I'm like, you guys are not fucking catching the landing. Like, he was like, it's the colors. I'm like,
No.
She's like, he's doing this for this. I'm like, why don't you fuckers read between the lines?
Read between the lines like Time Cop.
Read my
Robin.
mind.
Man, damn.
Why don't you read what I'm trying to fucking say? Like the line sucked.
I'm there with you, man.
Right.
I love Sheree.
Hey,
I like Sheree's
I
older
love
stuff.
her. Yeah.
Just like Jim Lee. I love Jim Lee. I like his older stuff. This is
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's all right. It's not garbage though.
It doesn't
You know?
suck. Again,
Doesn't
way better
suck.
than all of us.
Yeah, shit, way better than I could do.
Man,
1000%.
what do you mean you had to correct me? Fuck out
Look
of
at
here.
this guy. Look at this guy.
Correct this.
I'm saying, could you imagine if we had a show when he was on? It'd be our highest rated show. Back and forth. Let's go.
Oh my god, we should put that on OnlyFans.
Oh shit, yeah, make some money.
Make some money off
Do
of
some
Roy.
beat stuff while we're at it.
Right.
That would really bring in the views.
Wait,
I
what?
like it. What? Oh, is that not where we're going on that? He said, "Why don't you know what I'm thinking before I think it?" I'm gonna
I
try,
don't know.
man. I'm
I did my
trying.
best.
Yeah, get in Roy's head there.
Listen to the words that are coming out of his mouth while you're looking at me.
Everybody go follow Roy on X or wherever
Yeah.
he's at. Check his stuff out. Support him. He does some amazing work. Does some
Mhm.
awesome covers. He's been doing Cyberfrog stuff that I've seen him do. Just anything he does. I'm a big fan of his work. It's right
Very
down,
talented.
right on the style of the stuff that I like to see.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm a sucker for Jim Lee. So am I.
No hate here.
That's
No.
why we were so damn excited about this. And again,
Yeah.
it's not his best work, but it's still shit I like. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still all about it. Let's go. Funny thing, Jablo Movies was promoting nice, and 4K on their Time Cop underrated movie.
Is that the wait? Is that where
Van Damme,
where
baby?
No, I'm thinking something else. Where he's got the black duster on and he sides it to the right like he's about to unholster a gun and he fucking hook kicks the guys. Like he unholsters his leg. And
I don't think that's.
okay.
Wait,
I
I
haven't
don't
seen
think that's it.
he
I haven't
had a
seen it in a
mullet.
while.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of Hard Target?
Maybe.
Hard Target, he had a mullet. I mean, did he have a mullet in Time Cop? He had a mullet in Hard Target for sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I used to be a big Van Damme fan.
Who
when I was a
wasn't?
kid. Yeah, exactly. Everybody wanted to be Van Damme when I was younger.
Right.
You all need Cerebro. We need, to be able to
Yes.
understand Roy, we need Cerebro. Most comic artists are like most bands, early stuff is best. Facts. Facts,
Mhm.
facts, facts. Actually is the best work Lee can do. See, I think he can do better.
Yeah.
I'm not in the camp that he's lost a step or anything. Like, I think Jim Lee can do better than what he has shown. I just think he's not. And I brought this up before, and I'm just putting this out. It's a theory. I'm not saying that this is true, but I almost feel like he's lost some passion for sequential storytelling. That's what it feels like when I'm looking at this stuff. Still good, but it's not like when you have passion when you're drawing something, like when he did Hush 1, he was proving a point, right? Had some passion in that. He was proving a point. He was putting out some fantastic work. And I think you can tell when an artist is kind of just like not really feeling it, but they're doing it. And they got the skill to do it, so it still comes out pretty decent. I think that's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, Hard Target, not Time Cop. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now we got it. I think it's a Van Damme movie. It's all Van Damme. Let's go.
You know Van Damme was the original Predator?
Okay. He was. That stupid orange suit.
Yeah.
The little, like the mantis,
like,
orange
I got
mantis
this
suits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought that was really interesting when I found that out.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him. I think Williams botched the inks. It's inconsistent, but the pencils are solid. Facts, my friend.
That's what we were saying, yeah.
That's our theory on this as well. I think there's something going on with Scott when it comes to the inks. Like Sean says, maybe it's that brush he's using. You know, he's not using his typical, like actual brush he used to use. Maybe it's more pen work now. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something with the finishes that seem off compared to the pencil stuff that I've seen, which has been pretty damn good from what I've seen. Yeah, the Van Damme Predator stuff was hilarious. Good times. Good times. You have movies like The Predator that were badass, and now we got this.
One ugly motherfucker.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
My name is Jeff.
You're so proud of that.
I love that.
Well, I hope with that they kind of do like a Sonic thing where how the fan base rejected it.
Yes.
The first trailer, and because the eyes look like
Redid
they're
it.
too close. They look too close.
I
Like
covered this on the Ronan Joe show, man. The director
I don't watch
specifically.
people's shows.
My show, man.
Yeah, but
I watch
still,
your shows. I tune
Which
into
one?
Revolution. I'm bored out of my mind, but I'm still watching you guys. I'm just kidding. Shout out to you guys. I love you
and me
all.
both. But I never get a word in. But yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
No, but I covered this on the show on Sunday. The director came out and said they're giving him more human likeness because he has to relate to you as the watcher because he's a protagonist now. So he has to have more human elements. Yeah, they came out and said that. It's dumb as shit. I know.
Dumb as fuck.
I know.
He's an alien.
Yeah, he shouldn't look like human. It doesn't matter if he's bipedal? No, that's not it. What's the word?
Sexual.
There you go. Wiley J. Draws says Jim Lee should experiment like he did with Death Blow. I think. Look, great point. We're gonna end the show here, but that's a great point. He did a Death Blow picture like a few weeks ago. He put it out. It was fantastic. Fantastic. I said that Sean was like, dude, check this out. Like, this dude is on his game. He can put out some fantastic work if he wants to.
Beautiful.
And I hope he does another Deathblow at some point. And if he does it just like that, let's go.
Yeah.
I'd be excited for that as well. Okay, cut off Sean. Oh, damn.
About what?
About the Predator. I don't know. I don't get it. Sogi. Van Damme, don't hold back his punches. Van Damme is he's my hero. All right, before we get out of here, what are we showing off here, Sean?
I just got a page. Nothing spoily. Just a headshot. Dan Kemp colored this. They're gonna be talking. There's gonna be dialogue. I just like how it looked. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice from shitting on this book for so much. But
damn,
look,
damn.
Book is coming along. Dan's got like 27 pages to color. I got like 9-ish to finish, and then we're gonna be off to the racetracks, sending it to printers. Hopefully, sometime mid-July, get everything out. Starting sometime September, October-ish, and then jump on issue 2. But thank you everybody for back type 1. You know my spiel. You like ancient aliens, you like Mayan Aztec lore, you like cool armory shit. If you like me, that's all I really care about.
It's like, as long as you like me, just bag
as long
it.
as you like me, just bag it. But yeah, we got more pages coming. We're working on a new trailer. Mark made a song, which is fucking awesome for the trailer. Yeah. It's pretty. At first, I'm like, but no, it came out great. But nice. We're and next couple of weeks, we'll let everybody know when we do the that Saturday show for the revamping of the page.
Yeah, we'll get that scheduled up again. We'll get rolling with that.
Yeah,
we'll let everybody know. Dennis Kelly says awesome. Sheldon Martin says sweet.
Nice.
Twisted Dreams was just clarifying. He was saying that about you because you don't watch the Ronan Joe show. I feel it. Trust me. I cry at night when I realize that Sean didn't catch my show.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Just jump in and make a comment so I feel like you're there, and then you can
comment on my fucking here. Like, I don't know why I can't comment on fucking in the chat. I tried to comment on
interesting
the Dons once. Nothing was going through. I'm like, give me the link. You invited me.
Oh,
let me in. I'm the star of the show.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Right? Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're going to get out of here. Tomorrow night, Ahrent stuff, 8 p.m. We got
Thursday.
Dan Chaichis.
Thursday.
Oh, shit. Fucking my days are off. Sorry. Thursday, 8 p.m., Ahrent stuff. Dan Chichester is going to be here. We're going to be looking at and talking about a little bit of Daredevil Fall from Grace. Since he was the writer on that book, we're going to dive into that. It's going to be a fun show. Ronan Joe show, moving to 8 o'clock on Sundays. So this Sunday, 8 o'clock, new time for the Ronan Joe show. And then we'll be back here Monday, 9 for the Spawn review. We'll be looking at something cool. I haven't figured out what it is yet. I do have some ideas. I still got to send it to the group to see what everyone's thinking because it could be fun if everybody likes it. But never mind. I'm going to make that announcement later. All right, that's it. We're going to get out of here. Thank you for joining us on the special show looking at Batman 159. This is a hell of a fun show. Shout out to the chat. Good laughs. I really enjoy everybody coming through and having a good time. Go out and buy the book if you like it. If you don't like it, go ahead and shit on it. You do what you do. You do whatever makes you feel good. I support that. Sean supports that. I'll just say this. Be good to each other. Take care of one another. And as always, picture me naked. Talk to y'all later.
Don't listen to
Peace.
Jasper.